We're back out on the Bass Buggy, and today we're talking about easy summer patterns and baits that you can be throwing right now to help you get the skunk off the boat in a hurry and help you land those fat bass. Stick around, you don't want to miss this one. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and today we're talking about early summer baits that you can be throwing right now. Patterns that you can be fishing to help you get the skunk off the boat or off the bank and help you land fish right now. If you're going out and you're struggling with some of the weird weather patterns that we've been having right now, cold seemed to last a lot longer than it should have. The water's late warming up and it skyrocketed. It's like it went straight from pre-spawn to post-spawn overnight. Now fish don't like change. Bass like things to be consistent, and when things are not consistent in their world, they can shut down, and that bite can get very, very challenging. So what can we do as anglers to coax them into biting? Well, there's a few things that we can do. First and foremost, be aware of your environment. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Bass are very much in tune with their environment. What way is the current flowing? Is it cloudy? Is it sunny? What's the wind doing? Pay special attention to the water temperature as it relates to the air temperature. Just because it's warm outside doesn't mean that the water's warm, and vice versa. These things have a huge impact on bass fishing. And once we get out to the water, there's a few things that I like to scout for. First of all, if I'm in the good old Bass Buggy, I like to make sure that I can find that sweet spot, that high percentage area. I'm looking for that hidden gem. I'm following the current and I'm looking for those honey holes, spots with a good amount of overhang or spots with laydowns. And then inside of those places, I'm looking for things that stand out, things that are different. And once I find those locations, I adjust what I'm going to throw based on what I'm seeing. Now, so far, all across the country, the bite can be very, very challenging. The weather from north to south has reportedly been very off. In my area, it's been extremely windy, and it's also been extremely dry. It's usually extremely humid, hot, and every day there's a strong chance of an afternoon thunderstorm. But it's been dry for weeks. This affects the bass. The waters have been receding. Therefore, the bass are not in their usual pattern. So we have to adjust. When I'm on the Bass Buggy and I find an area where it goes from shallow to deep off of the shore fairly quickly, not quite a ledge, but a good steep drop off, say 15 to 20 foot depth over about 30 feet from the bank, I'm looking to throw a good old square bill, and I've got a KVD 2.5 and I've got a 6 cents crush. Now, this is for a little bit deeper water and if it's a little bit more clear. If it's got a little stain, I like to throw this one. I've had great results on both of these baits. Now, I'm not saying you should buy these exact two baits. I'm just illustrating what works for me. These square bills have been money for me lately, and I have caught several nice fish in brand new water that I've never fished before using this pattern. Pulling up, assessing the situation, and noticing that from the bank up to the boat, it gets deep pretty quickly. In that instance, I'm throwing a square bill, and it has worked magnificently for me, especially in the later morning, 10, 11 o'clock up into the early afternoon, as those fish who were up closer in the morning and as the day heated up were backing up off. You know, it could go in the back of a truck, but they usually go with a small trailer. Oh, there we are. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a nice one. Stay down, stay down. Oh, there he goes. Ooh, he's pulling some line. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Where are you going? Ooh, yeah, he's nice. Dadgummit. Got net. Yeah, there we go. Come on. There we are. All right. These are nice fish. These are really nice fish. Beautiful, gorgeous fish. These fish are out here. All right, little buddy. Thank you for playing. Now, I must specify that these areas that I was fishing generally didn't have a lot of overhang on them. They were pretty much bare bank. Few things here and there. There was some timber that stood out, which to me was the determining factor for fishing there. So I backed off a little bit and I was throwing a square bill. So a square bill, in the right situations, can be very, very effective. If I'm at the back of a cove, if I'm fishing the back of a pocket and I'm seeing timber that's laying down rather than vertical, then I'm going to be throwing something like this Bill Lewis rattle trap. I'm going to be going with a lipless crank, especially if the drop off from the bank to the boat is more gradual. I'm going to be, now I've got this Guggen clutch here in a sexy shad color, and I've got this, well, good old shiny reflective pattern. I don't remember the name of it, but this is a good old Bill Lewis rattle trap. But both of these have worked extremely well for me, regardless of the stain or clarity of the water. Even if the water was extremely cloudy, this worked, and if it was extremely clear, this worked. The point was, in the backs and pockets of coves where I saw that there was laydowns, where there was timber that was laying on its side rather than vertical, and I could fish in between them, and these lipless crankbaits worked around such structure, did extremely well for me. I worked them pretty fast, but erratically. I varied my retrieve quite a bit. I tried to be as random as I could, but I caught fish after fish after fish, and even some giants working that pattern. I think it would be very effective for you too. I am recording. I don't know how much battery life I have left at all. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a huge one. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, that's bigger than the one I just got, honey. This is bigger. Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down. Stay down. Oh my God, he almost ripped the rod out of my hand. Where are you going, biggin? Where are you going, biggin? I have him by one hook. Come here. It's not bigger, but it's still really big. This is another 3-pound bass. Boy, he choked that. Look at that. Yeah, he did. He was going after that dude. That's a 3-pound bass right there. Ooh. Thanks for playing, buddy. Appreciate it. Now next up, we've got a pattern that I've been running since it seems like the start of the post-spawn, and that is the good old jerkbait. Whether it's this ugly old Smithwick Radlin Rogue, or this, I believe this is an H2O Express from Academy. It didn't really matter. This thing is probably the ugliest jerkbait I've ever seen in my life, and I can't tell you how many fish I've caught on it. And this is a more realistic, pronounced jerkbait, but it doesn't matter. I've worked them the same way. I have worked them at a very quick pace, almost like I'm working a Zara spook underwater where I'm trying to get it to walk the dog like that. Very quick motions with no pauses. Jerk, jerk, jerk crank, jerk crank, jerk crank, jerk crank, and it's been extremely effective. I have caught fish after fish from the bank as well as the bass buggy running that pattern. It's been extremely effective. Oh, there we are. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Come on, buddy. That's not a great one. It's a little bitty one, actually. If you hit it like a ton of bricks, he wasn't going anywhere. He was not going anywhere. Oops. 3/4 of a pound, 1 pound, somewhere in there. Not a bad little one. Not a bad little one at all. You hit it like a ton of bricks, though. Thanks for playing, buddy. Little bitty baby turtles. See a little bitty baby turtle right there. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. Come on, buddy. That is a real nice fish. Oh, yeah. There we are. Look at that beautiful thing. That is a 2-pound bass right there, kids. That is a beautiful, beautiful bass. We're going to get one last look at him. That's a nice fish right there. Look how dark and gorgeous. Look at those lateral lines. Ooh, and there goes deer. I thought I heard something trouncing in the darn woods. All right, buddy. We're going to put you back in the hole. There he goes. Even this little guy, if the fish have been a little bit more shy, I've gotten the old Rapala minnow, or Rapala, however you choose to say it. This thing has been money for me. In cloudy water, in clear water, it doesn't seem to matter. It's the action and the technique of how I'm working it that's getting the bites. All 3 of these I've been using on the same setup, which is my spinning combo, my finesse spinning combo. 10-pound braid with a 10-pound mono leader of about 20 feet. And it's been working great. A medium power rod with a softer tip allows me to get a whole lot of bite on that hook set. So I get the stretch from the mono, and I get the more bend from my rod, so I'm not ripping holes in their mouths. And I've caught a lot of fish doing this. It's a great pattern to run, and I suggest it. And lastly, no video would be complete without mentioning stick baits, soft plastic worms, specifically Texas rigs. I have caught a lot of fish working those same wooden laydowns after I've come through with a lipless or a square bill. Going back through there with a Senko or a stick bait tied on a Texas rig has been amazing. I've been able to pick those pockets all the way through and catch even more fish. On the Texas rig, of course, on Texas rig worm, nice fat bass. Beautiful, gorgeous, brand new lake, searching water. We're out about 5-10 minutes, and this is the result. Let's see if we can't get some more. I've been a real big fan of this guy. This is an old school cream scoundrel. I love these things. If you're looking for a little bit more wiggle in your tail, or if you just want to throw something different because everybody else is throwing a Senko, this is a great worm. They have a little bit more length to them. This is a great worm if everybody else around you is throwing a stick bait or a Senko, or if you want to throw a shaky head, or maybe just something with a little bit more wiggle to it. These have been very effective for me. And of course, around brush, there's the good old Pit Boss, the Berkeley Pit Boss. Now, these things have been great for me whenever there's been a lot of grass and a lot of vegetation that I've been throwing a Texas rig in. I haven't really been putting them on a punching rig just so much as a heavier duty Texas rig. 1/4 ounce bullet weight that I keep pegged, 4/0 EWG worm hook, and these things have been great. I pretty much casted it and I flipped it and pitched it, and I've caught a lot of fish with these things. They work very, very well. So there you have it. There's some patterns and baits that you can run easily from the boat or from the bank, and I'm sure that they'll help you catch more fish. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.